Solar phone charging business part 2, from charging capacity to real business profit. In the last video, we talked about a solar phone charging setup that can handle 40 phones at once and 20 power banks at once. Now, some people may think that means only 40 phones and 20 power banks per day. No, that is not how charging business works. That is just the number of devices you can plug in at the same time. Today, let us look at the business side. How many customers can this same setup serve in one full day, and how long will it take to recover the investment? The same setup from part 1. We are still using the same setup: 5 kilowatt hour battery, 3 kVA inverter, 6 panels of 600 watts. That gives 3.6 kilowatt solar array. The business runs from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. That is 14 hours daily. The charging limit remains 40 phones at once, 20 power banks at once, turning capacity into daily customers. Now let's convert that into daily business. If one phone takes about 2 hours to charge and the business runs for 14 hours, then 14 hours divided by 2 hours equals to 7 charging cycles. If we can charge 40 phones at once, then 40 times 7 equals to 280 phones maximum per day. But we will not use the maximum limit. For a more realistic business model, let's use 200 phones per day. Now, for power banks, if one power bank takes about 7 hours to charge and the business runs for 14 hours, then 14 hours divided by 7 hours equals to 2 charging cycles. If we can charge 20 power banks at once, then 20 times 2 equals to 40 power banks maximum per day. Then again, we are not charging the full cycle. We are just using 30 power banks. We'll be charging 30 power banks a day. So part 2 is not changing the setup. We are simply converting simultaneous charging capacity into daily customer capacity. The daily revenue. Now let's calculate the money. Money talking. The phone charging price is 200, some 150, 200. Let's just stick with 200. Power bank charging is at 500 in my area. So for phones, if we are charging 200 phones per day, that is 200 times 200 naira. That is 40,000 naira. So for power banks, that is 30 times 500. That is 15,000 naira. So your total expected daily income should be 55,000 naira. So if the business reaches this target, it can make 55,000 naira per day, 40k plus 15k. Monthly revenue. Now, monthly revenue is 55,000 times 30. We assume that you are working all around the clock without resting. So you'll be making around 1.65 million. That looks attractive. But remember, this is just revenue, not profit. So we still need to remove expenses. The startup cost. The solar installation may cost around 3 million to 4 million, depending on product quality and installation materials. Then we had shop and furniture cost, which I put at 600,000, maybe more, depending on your area. So the total startup cost becomes 3.6 million to about 4.6 million. This is the money the business must recover. The monthly expenses. Let's assume monthly expenses like staff salary, shop rent allocation, the security, the maintenance, the replacement of chargers, the cables, the cleaning, the miscellaneous expenses. A realistic monthly expense range from maybe 250,000 to 350,000. So from the monthly revenue of 1.65 million, we estimate your monthly profits to be around 1.3 million to 1.4 million. So your break even if business is good. Now let's break even. Low startup cost 3.6 million divided by 1.4 million. That is 2.6 months. So the high startup cost is 4.6 million divided by 1.3 million. That is in 3.5 months. So if the business performs well, the investment can be recovered in about 3 to 4 months. Now let's flip the switch now to if the business is bad. Now let's be realistic. What if the location is not as busy as expected? What if you only charge 50 phones per day and just 15 power banks per day? The revenue from phones will now be 50 times 200 naira equals to 10,000 naira. So the revenue from power bank will now be 15 times 500 naira. That will be 7,500. So your total daily revenue now drops from around 55,000 to just 17,500, and your monthly revenue drops from about 1.65 million to now 525,000 naira. Now remove monthly expenses, which is fixed at 250,000 to 350,000. So you are estimated to make around 175,000 to 275,000 monthly. Now let's look at when you break even if the business is bad. Now let's calculate payback. Best slow business case scenario. 3.6 million divided by 275,000. So you make your money back in 13 months. What slow business case scenario? 4.6 million divided by 175,000. You make your money back in about 2 years and 2 months. So in a slow location, the same business can take 13 to 26 months to recover the money. That is a big difference. My final lesson. So part 1 showed us the technical side. The setup can support 40 phones at once and 20 power banks at once. But part 2 shows us the business side. That same setup can serve many more customers per day because devices rotate in cycles. But the real money depends on customer traffic. If the location is good, payback can happen in 3 to 4 months. If the location is bad, payback can stretch to 1 to 2 years. So before investing, don't just ask, can the solar power it? Also ask, can this location bring the desired number of customers every day? Because solar gives you the power to be able to charge their phones and power bank, while the customers' traffic, it gives you the profit you need to be able to break even and scale up the business. Thanks for always watching. Do like, share, and subscribe.